Yeah, good afternoon. How are you all on this very hot and humid day in the UK? So it's not often we see temperatures like these, is it? So lovely. So thank you for watching the replay, and thank you, of course, for joining us live. And if you've been submitted any questions, so we will answer any questions at the end of the call. And I do know that Susan posted a question about crystals, which we'll answer later. So if that's okay, but for now, what we're going to talk about today, we thought it'd be nice to find out a little bit more about scrying. And this is something that's very new to both myself and Mama Jen. So we're going to pick Anita's brains for a bit. Hi, Anne. I've just seen Anne's watching us live. So Anita, tell us, what is scrying?
Scrying is a form of divination. So,
oh, you broke up.
Oh, can you hear me?
No, you broke up a little bit then. We've got scrying is.
Basically, a form of divination. So, crystal balls, you can use water in a bowl for divination. So you can use scrying, you can use mirrors, you can scry with mirrors. And basically, it's what we call a mental form of it is technically a mental form of mediumship in a sense. We don't normally use scrying as part of when we, but obviously things can actually can go hand in hand. So you could be using a tool to scry, and that could lead you to then go into a full mediumship reading. So it's just like a link really that we can use.
Right.
So my favorite way of doing it is actually using a crystal ball. So what you would do, Jen's got a crystal ball in front of her. There we go.
Yeah.
So what you would do is obviously just make sure your crystal is actually cleansed and ready to go.
I ran it underwater straight away.
Yeah, so that's fine. So you've obviously looked at it and you're going to use it. What I would do is obviously do normal things, so do your protection, your grounding, and your centering first. So you're ready to actually raise those vibrations, and then you can actually work with the tools you've got in front of you.
Yeah.
Again, crystal ball is a big crystal, and you can actually receive what we call impressions. So it could be, you could actually feel, you could actually see, you could actually hear all these impressions that might come to mind. So again, like I say, it's like the mental side of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Get that information. So we're actually using our mind's eye, which use it, that what we're using it for. So it allows us to, the person that's actually sitting in the reading is actually called the sitter. So
right.
What the sitter might want to come to you for guidance, and they might want to know about the past, present, and future for them. So it's a way of actually to actually get information for a sitter. And if you're just scrying for yourself, I mean, it may be that you might want to use it as a medium. My brain's gone today. To actually meditate, so you could actually use it to get to a meditative state.
Right.
Especially with a bowl of water, all you would do is just basically gently ripple the water and look and gaze gently at the water. Now, I always say when you're using these tools, you don't just look around it, look inside it and through it. So you actually get that sort of glazed feeling. And then that start to get impressions. So Jen, do you want to give it a go?
Yeah. So I'm not putting a light on or anything. Now it's got a flat piece at the bottom. Can you see?
Yeah.
Where it's showing is a ring. So
okay.
I'm
just 1 second, because we've had a couple of people joined us. So just to give you a little bit of an update, we're talking about scrying a little bit. So We're going to be answering questions at the end. So any questions you have about this or other things that you post in the group will come to at the end. So, but do engage with this. Spraying is new to both myself and Mama Jen. So Anita's given us a bit of a an introduction to it. So do post your questions while she's here and can answer them. So Mama Jen is just about to demo it with Anita's guidance. So
Okay.
You can see I put it on the stand now to make it a little bit easier. So looking through it, I'm not going to see my fingers.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm holding it and I can see reflections all the way round of
Okay.
my room, which
Yeah.
you would.
Yes.
And I'm just going to basically stare into the middle.
Yeah. And softly get that glade, like
Yeah.
the greys. I can't get words out. So, I'm having a terrible day today. But if you just gently, instead of actually really look at it, gently look at it.
is it like when you've been looking at people's auras?
Very similar.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you stare too much, you just don't get any impression. It's because
Yeah. You're breaking up, Anita. Have you got any headphones maybe you can add? I think you're a bit far away from your microphone, are you?
No?
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah? No?
That's better.
I'll just move forward a little bit.
All
So
right.
it may be like with crystals, well, and it's clear crystal, so you might be able to get some vibration. Could be, you could feel it moving, or you could, just generally get some impressions.
Well, the picture I'm getting is of on my bed, because that's where I'm sat on it, and the bottom sheet is clearly in view, but it looks like I'm getting the feeling of water
Okay.
from it, and especially a waterfall. Not a wide waterfall. It's something that, don't know, it's taking me to Wales.
Nice.
Like Swallow Falls, and just gentle.
Yeah.
And a snail shell. Well, they would be near water, wouldn't they? What I thought. Now, I know on my bed I've thrown my earpiece and the wire, and it's forming a letter, and it's forming the letter J. So it's like two loops, one at the top and one at the bottom. Is that italics?
Mm.
So I'm getting that.
So what you do, if you were obviously trying to find information, like, say, example, if you're reading for someone, the information would be quite accurate, wouldn't it? It's like, what can you say?
Can't tell what you're saying.
It keeps cutting out. I'm sorry, I can't understand.
Have you seen Wayne's World where he goes to the restaurant and the McDonald's thing and he just sort of misses out every other every other syllable? That's how you're coming across.
It's not my phone.
You've gone silent now.
Yeah, because I can't say there was anything.
Do you want me to see if I can go off and come back on my
No, it's not you, Mama Jen. Yours is fine.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's what everybody who's watching, can you hear Anita clearly? would be useful to just get a bit of feedback from the audience, see whether it's one of us.
So, there's a fan on the other day.
No, and Susan said she can't hear you clearly either.
Very hit and miss.
How odd. No, we'll just see your lips moving now. Can't hear any speech. Oh. Yeah, I think she's going to try and come back on again. Come off and come on again. I think the heat's probably playing up with a lot of machinery at the moment as well, unfortunately. Yeah. So, yeah, me and you are clear tonight, Mama Jen. It's somebody else for a change.
It's a change, isn't it? So yeah, it's as I'm looking into it, and everything is upside down in my room.
Right.
It's really strange. So the top of the crystal ball is showing the base of my bed, and my windows, which is obviously above the bed, is in the bottom bit.
Right.
Very odd.
You picked quite a lot up from that, though, from scrying. So while we're waiting for Anita to come back, has anybody who's watching tried scrying before, and what were your outcomes? How did you find it, or is this new to everybody? So I think it's something I need to have a little practice of as well, because it's not something I tend to do, which is bad because I do have crystals.
Yeah. I've got a bigger one downstairs.
Have you?
Yeah. And I've just found a little chip that nobody's told me about.
Oh dear. Has been dropped. So Susan said it's new to her, and Anne said it's new to her as well. So yeah, a new topic for all
We're
of
all
us.
in the same boat.
We're all in the same boat. New learning. We'll all have to go away and try it now with a bowl of water or something after the call and see what we get for it. So hopefully Anita will be joining us to give us more feedback. Well, this could be a good chance actually if you want to get a bowl of water and have a go and let us know what you get as well while you're on, or if you have a go after the call, try it and post in the group and let us know how you get on and if anything comes up. Even if you're not sure what it means, post in the group, because maybe one of us can help you make sense of what you're being given. So that would be really good. Mama Jen, you've disappeared. All we can see now is your ceiling.
Oh, sorry. It's holding my phone with my right hand. And I'm moving the crystal ball in my left.
I thought I was in your crystal ball then. It's upside down.
So now I'm on my laptop and the camera's not working.
Oh, we can hear you.
I can hear you perfectly well.
Oh no.
So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, what about if you join with your phone and leave your laptop on as well, and then we'll be able to see your face and hear your voice.
That's nice, won't you? Just bear me a sec.
I think the sun's playing havoc with everything.
I had a problem. Last week I had a problem with the camera on my laptop, and I think it's some security on it. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So I think personally Spirit are having fun with us at the moment. Right,
I'll turn the voice down on this so you don't get feedback.
Right, hang on 1 second. So there we go. I've muted your phone and we've got the camera on it.
Yeah.
And we can hear you. So that works out well.
Oh, right. Hold on, I'll have to put it I'll have to put it up here then like this.
Perfect.
Right.
So we can hear and see you.
Right, let me put this at the back and this at the front. How's that?
Wonderful. Spot on.
Okay, so start again. So with scrying, obviously it's a form of divination, isn't it? So it's how we use tools to find the past, present and future. But the other thing, I can still hear feedback on my phone.
We can.
It's slight. It's not that bad though.
So, but I can hear it, and it's affecting my
Throwing
brain.
you.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So basically, it's all to do with receiving impressions. So a bit like if you read the crystals, if you read tarot, if you read angel and oracle cards, it's the fact that we can use different tools to actually feel vibration. So normally, like I say, it's usually a crystal ball for scrying, or you can use a river, you can use a bowl of water if you've not got a river. We've all not got a river nearby, so yeah, I have used a mirror as well for scrying. Fire, so if you know, a nice log fire, you can use that for scrying as well. And it's not just about giving readings out, it's also getting a meditative state for yourselves, which is good. So Jen, how did you get on?
Well, I saw wiggly lines.
Anita, try muting your laptop.
Oh, right, okay. That might be a good idea.
How's that?
That's gone silent.
Yeah.
But we can't
see.
hear Anita.
No, I can't hear Anita.
Anita, nod if you can hear me. Right, I'll continue talking.
Turn the volume down.
You can hear me. And then we will speak to Anita when it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, you're happy with that? Right, so I was looking at it and it's like seeing my room upside down. But there's kind of wavy lines in it. And the wire, the earpiece that I took out, is forming a letter J. Now that is a letter J as in going up and down and round. So it's specific style of writing, which is a little bit different. If I hold it up, all I'm picking up is what's in my room. But I'm going to try staring through it. There's nothing particular coming through to me. But I'm very, very aware of lines, straight lines. So whether this is telling me to stay to the straight and narrow, I don't know. But I do try to do that anyway. Now on there's a part that is flat at the bottom. It's so the crystal ball can stand up on its own. So I've bent it, so I'm actually going to look through it. And I'm getting the impression of a man. And this man is wearing a hat. But the hat is like, I can only describe it as a deacon's hat. You know, a member of the church? Yes. Yes. And that's what I'm seeing through it. And it's as though he's carrying a stick, a crook. as a member of a church. Does that make sense? So we've got the hat and we've got the church.
Does that mean
emblem.
anything to anyone watching?
The
So
crux.
So post in the group if anybody can take that, if it means anything to anyone.
Very, very, very strange. But there's nothing when I look through the ordinary side. If I... Can you see that circle?
Yeah. Yeah.
The flat bit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing it through.
So is the Archbishop or whoever it was you saw, the deacon, related to the J, do you think?
I don't know. The J is just... I know it's a wire that's on my bed. It doesn't look like it from there, but through here, it looks like an italic J.
J for Jen.
Yeah. And that's how I used to write my name when I was at school. Which is strange.
So is it somebody for you?
Maybe.
Did you go to a religious school?
No, but I had to go to church every week. I was the only member of the family that had to go. But I did enjoy it. And I did enjoy religious studies. And of course I went to church after I got married, and
so maybe this is for you.
Probably telling me to go back.
Have you got any plans to go to the beach?
Well, we've just booked a holiday in the last week, so that's a good one.
Yeah, where are you going?
Usual place.
Right, lovely.
We know too many people there.
Yeah, Susan's just posted that her great-grandfather was a Methodist minister.
Well, this was obviously ceremonial garb to the floor.
Lovely.
So that's with my little one. So maybe next time I'll use the big one.
Yeah, be interesting. Start doing that.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Anita? Have you turned the volume down on your phone and put the microphone back on your computer? Yeah. Oh, hang on. Anita's back again.
Yeah, I put my volume down on my phone, so it's not.
There we go. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so it's a pain. I'm gonna have to sort it out because, like I say, this is the second time this has happened on my laptop.
Yeah, we can hear you okay now, though. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did any of what I said make sense, or did you not hear it?
Yeah, I did. I was listening to you as I was trying to reset it all. I mean, this is it. You can get a lot of information through it all. So, like I say, this is what scrying's all about. It's about you meditating as well on things, and that's when you can actually link into other information coming through.
Yeah.
It's a bit like daydreaming, isn't it?
It is, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Does it have to be something clear? Because a lot of people meditate like with candles. So could you use fire as a scrying method?
Yeah, I mean, again, you can do it in light. So candles are a good thing because you can just focus your attention to the candle flickering, and that can work as well. So anything that quietens the mind, you can just try all sorts, really. But obviously, just be careful. Got to think about personal safety. But yeah, you can try. It's normally like with the normal elements, so it's fire, water, Can't think of anything with the earth really, but obviously think about streams and like you mentioned waterfalls before as well. So
Yeah.
that's another way of doing it. Probably standing under a waterfall as well and letting the water fall on you.
I suppose trees, when the trees are sort of
Yeah.
moving,
Yeah.
quite often that can help to sort of defocus your mind,
Nature.
can't it? So there's your
Yeah.
I've seen things when I've been in the car and I'm looking at the sky,
Yeah.
clouds, because I'll
Yes.
suddenly say, "Oh, there's a jay there," and my husband said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So, and you can see animals as well in clouds.
I love watching
It
the
is
clouds.
fleeting because obviously the clouds break up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
what's the
it is
difference
nice.
then between sort of scrying and things like reading clouds and reading tea leaves and stuff like that?
Because that's more of a divination, whereas scrying is to do with more with the nature of things. So things like you mentioned before, you know, candlelight, fire, water, obviously using a crystal ball to, you know, take that gaze off.
And of course, the crystals are your earth connection, aren't they?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Tea leaves are more. It is more the divination side of it. So you know you would look at. You really have to look into it, and it is more to do with us doing a reading with the tea leaves as well. Whereas scrying is more as well as like the meditative state. So you've got to think of it two different ways.
I found that if we were out somewhere and we'd go for a coffee, the coffee grinds in the bottom. There'd always be something there, especially numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not won the lottery yet, so.
But not drinking enough coffee.
But I am trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, always a cat, a dog.
Yeah.
And David goes mad because he said, "Don't do that. People are watching."
I do.
I see a lot of dragons in clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, it's like you say, it's, you know, reading runes or, you know, again, that's the divination side of things. I mean, but you could actually concentrate on a rune, couldn't you? And use that to scry, because what you're doing is actually taking that attention away from actually completing the reading, and you're actually moving your mental state to a more of a meditative state, a more relaxed state. Because this, like you mentioned before, it's a bit like a daydream. Whereas when we are most likely to do a reading, and it means any type of reading, the vibration is different. You know, depending obviously who we're trying to contact. If it's mediumship, obviously it's spirit, angelic energy, you know, so we've got to really raise that vibration. Whereas when we're doing the scrying, it's totally different. It's gentle, or genteel, I should say.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds fascinating. I'm definitely going to have to try it. I was just saying, when you went off to get your phone, we'll all have to try it and just sort of post in the group what we're getting. Yeah. Maybe it can be a little bit of a task to do this week for us all to sort of go away and have a go at scrying and just share in the group what comes up for us.
Would you use a clear bowl, a glass bowl?
You can use anything you want. Anything you want with the water. It's whatever you feels right for you.
Right.
But what I would say is, if you're starting to learn how to scry, then obviously I would just use the basic stuff. So, like we just mentioned, bowl of water, crystal ball. Don't try and attempt the mirror scrying yet, because that is quite powerful. And the fire as well.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe it's worth just talking people through a little bit of basic protection.
Yeah.
Before they
exactly.
do
it. You should be doing that anyway. But obviously, just try with those items first, because they, you know, once you get the hang of that, then obviously you can then move on to something that's got a bit more power in it, which is like the mirror. If you think about it, you know, if you've ever looked at a mirror when you've obviously washed your face or in the bathroom, whatever you're doing, and then suddenly you think, oh God, I've seen something in that mirror.
Mm.
You see what I mean? So you've got to be aware of what's actually your actions. We're actually using something like this.
Yeah.
And like you said, protection is a big thing with this as well.
Yeah, because spirit can often show themselves in mirrors, can't they? I've seen in mirror,
Yeah.
and I know my kids have both seen spirit in mirrors as well. So
and it's frightening if you've not seen it before.
yeah.
But yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how everyone gets on.
Yeah. So to protect yourselves, ground yourself. Imagine those thick roots. Most of you have done some grounding with us. But for those who haven't, imagine thick roots growing down from your feet right down into the earth and wrapping yourself down until you really feel that connection to the earth, like being pulled down like magnets. And then one of the ways that I do it is I imagine, I ask Archangel Michael to place a huge bubble of protection all around me, allowing only 100% love and light to get through. So that's the basic protection that I'll give myself every day. I don't know if any of you ladies would like to add anything to that,
Yeah, I mean, I use a cloak as well. I use double. I have to be different. I use a cloak, then the bubble. Because obviously the type of work that I do, I think it's just a bit more enforcement. And obviously the archangels.
You can never have too much.
Yeah, you can never ask for too much, can you?
No.
And obviously using your what we call doorkeepers as well, because again they're quite good at stopping anything that's that shouldn't be there with your work. So anything that's negative they'll stop. But it's just getting used to how you're protective and your grounding is as you go along. But yeah, I mean, you can use sand to ground. You can use visualize sand that you're walking along the sand and it's getting really heavy as you're going along. The other methods I know are chains. You put chains and then anchors on the bottom of the chains. But there's different methods, isn't there?
There's different methods, yeah. I know in the Feel the Vibes membership group, we've got a whole unit on spiritual protection. So, if spiritual development is something that you are serious about and would like to learn, it's well worth joining the membership group that we've got. For the courses are just invaluable, and you get to practice live with us twice a month as well to develop that. So, jumping on the calls, it really is invaluable what you'll get from that. So, So, moving on from scrying now. Sue posted a question in the group, which was a fantastic question about working with crystals. I don't know whether you've seen it. So, I'm just going to read the question out to you. So she said, I have crystals on me every day. Every morning I'd assess how I was feeling, then choose my crystal and what I thought I needed that day. However, about 10 days ago, I had the urge to put them all in one of my bags, lie the bag flat on the sofa, put my hand in, swirl them around, and whatever then found its way out of the bag, I carry with me for that day. So I've carried on choosing this way each morning. Is there a right way to choose what you need? Okay, so she's been known to have 4 down her brow, which is quite common. We all love crystals and, it's brilliant. But she said that method is working for her. So, I suppose this is tips for everyone. There's lots of different ways of working with crystals. So
my advice would be, obviously, as her development is going along, she's actually now choosing the crystals intuitively. So that is the way it's going to be for her for a while. That is the way that I actually do it. So it shows that you can actually just literally use your intuition, pick the crystal that you need for that day and not worry about it, because there's nothing wrong with the way that she's actually now doing it. There's no rights and wrongs. And if she feels right, it's right for her, then carry on doing it.
I think she got a little bit of validation for that this morning, didn't you, Susan? Because she was given lots of purple yesterday in one of her meditations. And when I suggested maybe an amethyst to be right for her, that's exactly what came out of the back today. She shared, so I think that's validation for you that the method
And
that you're
exactly,
using is a good
crystal of the
method.
third eye as well. So that exactly
Yeah.
is key, isn't it?
Yeah, she said yes, I
I
did.
feel
Jen?
that just trust into how you feel. Put your hand in the bag and whatever comes out, it's not going to harm you. It can only benefit you.
Mm,
So I don't think you can pick a wrong crystal, to be honest.
mm,
I knew that I'd need citrine for my tummy, so that it was a given thing every day. But I always made sure there was a black or a dark one to keep me grounded. And one of the necklaces that I've been wearing recently has got all the colours on.
mm.
It's got little chains and a crystal at the end of each one. That was brilliant because I never went without the right one.
Yeah, and
It
it's
covered
interesting.
all aspects.
Yeah, and this amethyst I wear a lot. I've done a lot of spiritual work and angelic workshops and everything with it. So the vibration of it has got so high that for a while I was feeling very ungrounded, and I didn't understand why. And then I got a tourmaline, and that really grounded me. And when I wore the amethyst without the tourmaline, I realised I was feeling ungrounded again. So I've started wearing them both together now. So as above, so below. I've got the.
If you're going to do a lot of talking, if you're going to give a lot of information, you naturally choose blue.
Blue, yeah.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
But never think you've got the wrong crystal. Because every crystal is perfect.
And I think that intuitively using them or what comes up, what you're drawn to is, that's key, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And it is all about trusting. We did a workshop on Sunday and it was all about trust, wasn't it, Jen?
Yeah, very much so.
So, if you start to trust yourself, you do get rewarded, in whatever
Here
you
we
do.
are.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, yeah, that's
You've
lovely,
got
isn't it?
every colour on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the answer.
Fantastic. So does anybody watching have any more questions either on scrying or crystals before we wrap up today? So do post your comment in the group. We'll hang on. But I know for me the takeaway today is to have a go at scrying this week and see. For some reason I've avoided it. It's only a very small crystal ball, and I've been tempted, but for some reason I've just avoided doing it. Maybe it's that lack of trust and fear that I can't do it that I've avoided. But I think sometimes you've just got to give it a go and see. Because if you don't do it, you won't get there, will you? You'll never do it.
And this week I promise I'll try the large crystal. And after that I'll try water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And see what happens.
Put a crystal in the water and see what happens then.
Ooh.
You do realise though there is a danger that if I do this scrying and it works, I'm then going to have to go out and spend a fortune on a bigger crystal ball.
Exactly. You can get them quite reasonably priced, but like you said, it can be the smallest thing and you can still get the same results out of it.
Actually, here's a question for you. I went to a crystal shop in Affleck's Palace a few weeks ago, and I saw what looked like a beautiful crystal ball, and I said, how much is it? And it was affordable, and he was bagging it up, and I thought, I can't see any sort of markings or anything in there. So I said, is that definitely crystal? He said, I think so. Hang on. Oh, no, it's glass. So I said, oh, well, I don't want it then.
That's why it was affordable.
That's why it was affordable, yeah. And he did tell me when I asked, I said, I can't see any markings in this at all. Is this definitely a crystal? He said, oh, let me check. No, it's glass. So for that, would it matter if it's glass or crystal?
No. My answer is no.
Well, that's what made me wonder, because if you're looking in water or you're looking in scrying, do you actually need a crystal? Does crystal, I'd imagine a crystal ball would just enhance the energies more, would it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, but
But
for
you
scrying
can-
itself, it could be
Yeah.
glass, it could be water, it could be anything.
It's-
So glass would
Exactly.
do the job.
It's like, the way that I always explain it to people is, you know, we've got man-made crystals that we use, and yet they still have the same sort of different properties. They do have different properties than what we find crystals out in the ground. However, you can get some good vibrations and some great impressions of them. So yes, I would say definitely give it a go if you can find, even if it's crystal, you know, like the glass, you know, the weights that you can get for paperweights.
Yeah.
Even something like that, because it's reflective.
Yeah. And you
But
can
yeah,
put your own
yeah.
energy on it anyway. I'd imagine you can program.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, it's silicon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Silicon at the end of the day.
Which is what crystals are formed from. It's from sand,
Exactly.
isn't it? Sand's formed
Yeah.
crystals, sand forms
It's
glass.
just-
So yeah.
Yeah. So I'd give it a go.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I might have to go back and get one.
Be drawn to it now.
Oh dear, I have to see. Wait till I can walk properly and I'm not I'm not hobbling. I don't know. Well, we haven't had any more questions come through, so I assume that we've answered all the questions. But as always, if anybody watching has any questions for us to answer in the group, whether you're watching on in the group, in the Feel the Vibes Facebook group, or whether you're watching on YouTube, do post your questions in the comments and we will answer them next week. And if you want to join us, so you can ask your questions live, post in the group, then make sure you join our Facebook group if you're watching on YouTube now. So we're a friendly bunch and we can chat throughout the week as well. So all good. So thanks everyone for watching, and thank you Anita and Mama Jen for brilliant information and demonstrations. And we'll see you all next week at the same time, 7:30. All right. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.